All right, congregation. Once again, we're going to have street church in here. So, I was watching $1 million worth of game again. And once again, it was the Kevin Hart interview that I was watching. And once again, no game whatsoever to inspire or motivate or give to a person to get $1 million or $1 million worth of game. Nothing worth, not even a penny worth of game. And again, the Kevin Hart interview on $1 million worth of game was another missed opportunity for them to give that $1 million worth of game that they supposed to represent with this podcast, if that's what they there to represent, or they just gave it a name because they thought it sounded cool. To me, I'm starting to think that they just thought it was a cool name and that it doesn't have the $1 million worth of game title. That's not the mission at all. That's not their mission statement. You know, when you start a business, even when you're in the ideal stage or you're in the, setting up the business plan stage, you write a mission statement, and it kinds of, I guess, I don't know. It's supposed to like give a person a brief description of what it is, you plan to service people by, or what goods, what is your goal and what is your motive, what is your mission in providing these goods or services of the business you want to start. And so when I thinking of that type of way, like in an entrepreneur's mindset, I'm thinking $1 million worth of game could mean, twofold. It could be they're going to give you $1 million worth of game to inspire you and motivate you and give you some tools to become a millionaire, to be successful as an entrepreneur. And also that they would give you $1 million worth of game concerning if you have lived a certain lifestyle, uh, particularly a life on the streets, like they always glorify and celebrate and talk often about on this podcast, on this YouTube channel, $1 million worth of game, that you would give people $1 million worth of game on how to avoid these pitfalls, even avoid the lifestyle altogether, and give them some direction that would lead them away and not astray. So when I see it, I'm always seeing that not being done. Every time I watch this YouTube channel, $1 million worth of game, I'm never seeing any game that's worth anything on there. And they've had some people that could really put down some game on what I'm talking about. That would be $1 million worth of game. They just had an interview with Kevin Hart, and it was a total missed opportunity for them to get $1 million worth of game. It was shameful to watch it. All I got out of that, which was worth a little bit if I'm ever in Philly, what streets not to go on so I don't get robbed. That was it. I mean, I didn't get nothing else out of that. We talking about Kevin Hart. You know, one of the greatest comedians out there right now, in this time and era. That man actually does have $1 million worth of game. And they missed the opportunity to get anything out of there because, and the thing I noticed the most is because I've seen Wallow on Instagram when he's by himself. Man, he says some inspirational stuff on his Instagram. It's so inspirational. Um, he has so much to say. He is solid to me. To me, what steers $1 million worth of game from missing the opportunities of actually giving $1 million worth of game is Gilly the Kid. Gilly is the reason their podcast, their YouTube channel, $1 million worth of game, always steers in the wrong direction. And it gets away from getting to a point where they could give $1 million worth of game. Them and their guests that they have on there. He takes it away. He takes the path that leads us away from ever getting any kind of game at all. I mean, not even 3 pennies worth. Here it is, because I know that they're making money. I just seen where they are renewing their contract, and it's big, and it was huge, and it was broadcast and celebrated right on YouTube. I'm looking at it, seeing it. Congratulations to both of them. But just look at it, you know what I'm saying, from the perspective of this is supposed to be $1 million worth of game. Title alone. I know that it's a mission statement in their business plan that will state what they're about. And I bet it's fancy. I bet you the $1 million worth of game business statement, mission statement on paper. I mean, I bet it's fancy. I bet it's intriguing. I bet it's thought provoking. But it's not what I'm seeing them two do. And again, what I notice is Gilly does a lot of steering away from getting to a point where they can get their guests to open up and give $1 million worth of game. And they steer themselves away because of him from also piggybacking off their guests and giving more game so that we can get our value worth, that we can get our time's worth, our dollars worth. Because if time is money, and I decide because you saying that you got $1 million worth of game to spend my time, I just spent my money too. And then I'm going to walk away from that YouTube channel, that podcast, with nothing that's going to give me back the time that I spent and potentially the money that I'm going to lose. No gain for me to take away and double my money back, double my time back. You see what I'm saying? So, and like, if they see this video, they'll dismiss me, Gilly, maybe not Wallow. He'll probably, jump on Gilly's side with it and say something sly and slick, but it won't be what he really means by it, because he knows I'm right what I'm saying. Right now, I'm right. I don't know where y'all going with it, where it will be, what the next interviews will be, but as of now, y'all not giving any kind of game that adds up to $1 million worth of game. I could take all your interviews that you did until now and not even get $1,000 worth of game. I'm going to just say it just like that. I'm going to keep it real. And y'all just not doing it. Okay? And to me, I think the reason why it goes off track is because of Gilly. Because I be seeing Wallow to the side, not trying to put up much of a fight or resistance towards Gilly going off track, trying to crack a joke and turn it into Philly street conversation or just street conversation, period. Even with Kevin Hart, you You got Kevin Hart, who's distanced himself way from the way he was when he was in Philly as a young man, as an adolescent, as a child. This man's career path has done took him way, way, way from that. And all the stuff that he's accomplished, I didn't see none of it get talked about in the interview at all. Like nothing that would give us $1 million worth of game. So really, and y'all say y'all stick-up artists, used to be stick-up artists, you and Wallow, y'all really robbing us who watch you. You sticking us up because you ain't giving us $1 million worth of game. But you robbing us of our time, of the potential money we could make, thinking we gonna come to your channel and get $1 million worth of game. And we not. So don't even call yourself, you need to, listen, you renewed your contract, y'all need to revise that. Say you giving $1,000 worth of game or $100 worth of game. A strange piece of change or some game. I don't know. Worth of game. A strange piece of change worth of game. Shout out to Mike Epps. Something strange for a piece of change worth of game. Oh, man. Okay. Oh, man, because y'all is, man, okay. This is street church, y'all. Hey, and like I say, instead of taking this with some kind of thinking about it, what I'm saying, right? If they saw this right now, if somebody pointed this out to them, this video I'm doing, they would try to dismiss me. They would try to sun me. They would try to push down instead of blessing up, like Khaled would say, and looking at it like I'm pulling them up. Y'all got this huge, big platform. And I know that the urban demographic is probably y'all biggest demographic, which AKA is also known as the black audience, the black community. Come on. We looking because $1 million worth of game, that's a heck of a title. That's a heck of a statement you making. And y'all not giving us a dime worth of game. Like I said, the only thing that we learned from the Kevin Hart interview that you did was we can avoid getting robbed, stuck up, if we don't go to certain streets in Philly. That's all I got out of it. If I'm in Philly, I'll be safe and I'll be able to navigate through Philly without checking in, because y'all done told me all the places where y'all used to stick up people and where people most likely will get stuck up. If in Philly. What kind of game is that? You know what? That's no game. Not the game that you should be given on that big old huge platform that you got. God is allowing you to have that platform for a reason and for a season. Y'all better start realizing, start taking that platform into a direction that you stand true to what you say you are, $1 million worth of game. And like I said, congratulations for the renewal of your contract. And I can see the numbers is big because you were very satisfied in the video, judging by your facial expressions and body gestures. It seemed like y'all was happy with that contract, that renewal. Congratulations to you, Gilly, and Wallow. But I think that you should start letting Wallow be a part of, like he is on Instagram when he's motivating, and that kind of person needs to be the person that takes the reins for a minute to get those interviews that you're doing with those huge celebrities, to get it to go in the direction where we'll get some value out of that YouTube channel, that podcast, $1 million worth of game. Because if you do that, we'll end up getting $1 million worth of game. If you don't do that, we're not going to get any value out of it, and it definitely won't be $1 million. It won't be $100,000. It won't be $10,000. It won't be $100. We're going to continue to get $0 worth of game. Period. We're not going to get any value out of it. So anyway, this is Street Church. I'm letting the congregation out, and bless y'all. And I don't know if anybody is tuned in yet, but if you are, I appreciate you. Do me a favor, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, comment, whether good or bad, because it can only help me to do what I need to do to be more impactful. And like I always say, I'm just trying to do what I believe God is leading me to do. Let him pour in and I can pour out. So like I said, this is Street Church. We're going to keep on having church on these streets. We're going to keep on, because the YouTube really is like the rap game. It's street now. So when I say that, I just mean the internet itself is done turned very street. So when I say that we're going to have Street Church, we're going to be, as the Lord leads me and he wills it, we're going to keep on having Street Church here. And I ain't trying to, I'm laying it all out straight like that. Yep, I'm saying straight like that. Old school word. Straight like that. But anyway, this is Street Church. Y'all be blessed. God bless you all, okay? All right.